Hello. Thought I'd shoot a video on potato seed. Well, I went to the store and bought me a bag of organic russet potatoes. If you buy the regular ones, they usually put a spray on them to keep the eyes from growing. I bought this bag about a week and a half ago, and I left it sitting on my cupboard where the sun could come or hit it from the window. So it's just sitting on the cupboard, and now, if you can see, almost all the eyes are starting to grow. That one there I could probably cut into like 5 different seeds. Let's look at the other ones in the bag. Also, all the eyes are starting to grow. Anyway, so if you buy, or if you can't get a hold of potato seed in your area, because here in Washington State, Southern Washington, they've stopped shipping things in. It's really hard to get a hold of things. Usually, like one of our local feed stores, they get baby chicks in until May. They stopped at the beginning of March. They only brought them in like for 2 weeks. They just weren't shipping nothing to Washington. I don't know if the truckers are afraid to drive into Washington or what. We're getting lots of trucks coming into the Walmarts and stuff, so. But I don't know if it's the people, they have their own delivery vehicles from the hatcheries and the feeds, or the feed stores or whatever, but they're just not coming in. So they stopped selling them beginning of April. Well, last week, actually the end of March, the baby chicks, and they just barely got some potato seed in, and that was only at one of the stores, and it was some Ranger russets, and I had to look those up to see how good those were, and those are pretty good potatoes, so they're a late season, so I planted some of those, and our Home Depot got a couple little boxes of the 8 sets, or the 8 potatoes that's like the reds, and that's all they got in was a couple boxes. So I don't know, maybe later on they'll get some more in, but right now nothing's coming in. But here's another one of those potatoes. Let's see, well, or can't tell if you can see it very well, but anyway, I mean, there's a lot of eyes all the way around this thing. They're all growing. So anyway, you can use these potatoes that are the organics. They do not have the spray on them. Like I said, I just left mine sitting on my countertop and let them sit in the sun. And this one's got a bunch coming out on it also. Every one of these potatoes pretty much got every eye is growing. So I've tried with regular ones that end up getting sprayed, and you end up getting 1 or 2 eyes that after a couple months might start growing a little bit, but the other eyes don't. And you can tell the difference between these because every eye is growing and putting out. And the little indents, those are what are called the eyes. But everyone, well, that one's not, but all the other ones on here all got growth on them. So they could all be cut up. You could pull out the whole thing, or you can cut it up like this one here, because all you have to have is 1 eye in each set. I mean, 2 or 3 is better, but 1 eye is all you need. But I could use it, I could cut this probably up in 5, 6 different little pieces and still get lots of potatoes growing. So anyway, if you can't find seeds go to your local supermarket and get some organic potatoes. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you might end up planting the disease or something that they had in that farm or that field that they got those potatoes from. Same place that seed potatoes come from, people. Same thing. They're grown in somebody's field too. Most of them, of course, are certified, but still grown in the same fields. So anyway, if you're having trouble finding potato seed, just go get yourself some organic potatoes from your local supermarket. Those are probably getting hard to come by too, depending on where you're at. But I got these at Safeway, so Albertsons or something like that should all have them. They're all pretty much the same place. Shooting this little section in the house because I don't know how well it was showing up outside. I was getting lots of shadowing, but let's look at some of these potatoes in here. If you look at that, all those eyes got growth on them. And I've only had them a little over a week, maybe a week and a half from the store. So that's the thing, when they haven't been sprayed with that chemical, they actually grow pretty good if they're the organic potatoes. Because that's how potatoes are grown anyway, just from this one. It's got some nice ones on it. See that? All these up here are growing, and those down at this end, that one's growing. So anyway, that is how you can grow potatoes at home, pretty easy. If you can't find seed, just get some organic potatoes from the grocery store. Organic, they're unsprayed, so y'all have a good one.